Welcome to the dark side of the Wilson shift. Boo! Hello tennis guys, and welcome to my channel. So I need to turn off or turn on the light so you see something properly. You know, it's dark. It's time for the Wilson shift. You know, for the dark side of the Wilson shift once again, or not once again, but once again for the shift racket. So I need to turn off the torch. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, this torch, guys. This was causing some of the effects. And we know that this racket is causing also some of the effects of the sensation. And we all experienced that with the clash rackets before. And because I experienced that, I can talk about the same effect this racket has on your mind and on your style, how you play, how you feel at the very first minutes. So I've published a video where I was comparing the shift with the other two rackets, with the new Wilson Ultra 100 V4 and with the new Dunlop FX 500 Tour 2023. And at the very first 1.5 hours when hitting with this racket, I was amazed. I was amazed. Every shot was going in actually, and in a way that I didn't experience before, maybe like with the clash rackets, but with this one I felt more control. I felt huge spin, I mean crazy spin. I felt I can create crazy angles with this racket. I can create great pace, really fast strokes, great depth, very long shots. Everything felt effortless. Everything felt easy. So from the playtest, or in the playtest, the biggest surprise and the number one racket from the three rackets I mentioned was the shift. The second easier playing racket and racket I enjoyed was the Wilson Ultra V4, the Wilson Ultra 100 V4. And the third racket I enjoyed was the Dunlop FX 500 Tour. But it was the most demanding racket from all of the three rackets because, of course, it has a smaller head size. It is a 305 gram racket. It's a thinner beam racket with more control and precision in mind. So the best experience I've had with this racket. At that day, 2 days later, everything changed, everything turned upside down. So I was hitting once again with these three rackets. I was playing match once again, but in a different bubble hole, in a different light conditions, with different balls, old Wilson US Open Extra Duty balls. On a clay too, but the clay is more muddy. The conditions are overall, or were overall, more difficult to play in. I didn't felt that well like when I was hitting for the first time with this racket and with the other two rackets too. So I struggled from the very beginning. And I've played a match against a 14-year-old junior, one of the best in our region. And I felt really that I'm out of position, I'm out of control. I don't have feel for the ball, and so on and so on. And you know what happened? The best racket that saved me from, let's say, a miserable loss was the Dunlop. Was the Dunlop FX 500 Tour. And you know why? Because it is the most solid racket from all of these three rackets. And that's the point of this video. The shift is a huge sensation from the beginning, like with the clash. You grab the racket, you are not warmed up, let's say. You just grab the racket for the first time and everything works. Because the technology is there to help you, to give you something, let's say, extra, more, something you don't possess at that time, you don't have it. And this racket will give you that. And of course, in a day where you feel sensational, you feel great, everything just works fine. But what about days where you don't feel great? You are out of the position, as I said. You don't feel the ball, you don't have the speed, you don't have the energy, and so on and so on. In this case, the shift won't help you. Only a very solid racket with a constant performance, with that solid feel that is unchanged throughout the game will help you. Not a racket that has some technology that emphasizes spin, that creates angles, and so on and so on. Because if you have a bad day and you are struggling, you need a racket that you can rely on, not a magic stick that somehow does it for you. Because, you know, during the bad days, and we all have bad days when playing tennis, we are usually not that, let's say, fluid, not that easy hitting. We are somehow cramped, and we are playing the strokes. We usually play very easily. We play those strokes with a firm hand, you know, with a wooden hand. I'm always saying in Czech, a wooden hand. So you don't have the control of the racket, let's say. And in that case, the technology and the easiness and the creativity of the racket won't help you. It will actually make your performance even worse. So when I was hitting with the Shift 300, the balls were flying. Sometimes they were short, sometimes they were too long. I couldn't really find a rhythm, because when I hit the ball and I felt great, the ball was 2 meters behind the baseline. When I was out of the position, the ball was suddenly deep in the net, and so on and so on. So I was fighting with the racket. Then I switched to the Wilson Ultra. It was just a little bit better, because Ultra is a more traditional racket. It's stiff, it's firm. So the firmness, the stiffness of the racket eventually can help you, for example, in returns, when you are really pumping, you are going for the shot, because you are trying to break the miserable form. You are trying to do something, not just to wait. It was a little bit better. And then I switched to the Dunlop, and suddenly I realized that the Dunlop racket is my best friend in the most difficult moments of the match, where you don't feel it. You don't have feel, because the racket has the feel for you there. The racket is constantly telling you the exact information you want to have in your arm. It is correcting you. The racket is so good, is so solid. It's a player's racket with a thin beam, with the energy transfer that is very sensitive, let's say, and the racket is just there for you to be your partner in that situation. So I wouldn't call the racket in that moment as a, let's say, some friend or something like that, but it's your partner that is cooperating with you. On the other hand, the Shift felt like it is constantly trying to exaggerate some of the shots, like it was trying to improve a bad shot. And when you're trying to improve something that is actually bad from the start, the outcome is even more bad. It somehow emphasizes the bad form. So I need to say I was shocked at that moment how bad I played with the shift and how much better I played with the Dunlop compared to the previous 2 days where I actually kind of a little bit struggled with the Dunlop, because I felt so easy and so light that the Dunlop was somehow pushing me too hard, where I didn't really want that. But in the moment where you are struggling, you need a very solid frame that is eventually going to explain you what's wrong with your shots, what's wrong with you. But this racket won't explain you it at all. This racket will try somehow cover it with the bending and the new technology. So one last thing I want to, let's say, describe the moment with this racket. And guys, I need to be honest with you, we must be also negative at the new things, new rackets, new technologies, because it's not all sunny days, not at all. Every single product out there has its negatives, and so it is with the shift. So I would describe it as a situation where you maybe you go in a new job, you have a new job, and you meet several people throughout the first day or first days. And you meet people and they will tell you like, hello, welcome to the new job, enjoy it, and so on. And then there are people who are like, oh, hello, you are so awesome. You are so great. I believe in you. You're the best, and so on. And that's the shift. The shift is doing that from the very first moment. And usually, these first moments, you kind of enjoy them, yeah? Because people are telling you, you are the best, hey mate, and we can do it, and so on, and all this super positive attitude towards you. But it can't get more positive. So if someone and some of the rackets, like this one or the Clash, are somehow too positive at the beginning, they will start to shift actually to a more negative side, to the dark side. And you and I encountered these rackets and these type of people, like comparing the racket to a person, that at the beginning they are very nice to you, but throughout the days and weeks and months, their behavior changes. And they are not so that positive. They have the dark side inside them. So I rather like the solid person, the solid people who are just basically telling you, hello, welcome to our new job, enjoy the job. And that's it. Simple. Simple, but truth. It's a truth, and it's not something fake inside of these people. And the same is with this racket. So I'm not saying you don't buy it. Just go ahead and buy it, and you will have a fantastic sensations with the racket. But maybe over the time you will get bored by it, because when you have a bad day and you struggle, who do you blame? You don't know. Is it you or is it the racket? Because you know that the racket is different than the other rackets, that there is the technology there, there is the science there that wants to change you, that wants to recreate you, that wants to make you better than you actually are? Well, I would rather grab a classic frame like the Dunlop, and I would love to know exactly what I can expect than to be always surprised by a racket like the new Wilson Shift. So guys, that was my dark side look at the new Wilson Shift, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you think about it just a little bit, because, you know, don't take things for granted. There is evil out there. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, you can support my channel by buying me a coffee, by clicking the super thanks button, by donating me some of your love through the PayPal. All the links are below in the description. And as always, when you ask me a question, and it can be about tennis rackets, tennis shoes, tennis balls, tennis strings, tennis technique maybe, I will answer it the best way possible. I will take my time, and it is guaranteed when you donate me something, I will answer the question. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't take everything you see, you hear for granted, and be always a little bit skeptical, because that's what makes us better at the end of the day. So guys, thank you for watching, and as always, enjoy tennis, play tennis, watch tennis every time, every day, and don't forget to enjoy the manooovrlbity. Bye guys.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line!